everyone. We are the 50s Chicks, and we are here with another podcast. I am Patricia,
Annalie,
and today we are
gonna talk
about a Reddit story.
Yes, a new dating experience.
Yes, okay.
Yes.
That's going to be interesting.
Yes.
But before we do that, we
always do self-care.
Self-care first. Because we want to make sure that we are taking care of ourselves out here in these mean streets. We got to do that. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We cannot be out here wilding out and acting crazy. We have to make sure that we are being intentionally good to ourselves.
Yes.
Because filling up our own cups so that we don't have to rely on other people to fill them up for us.
And we were talking about affirmations earlier. There's also these things you can listen to, like meditation kind of tapes when you're going to bed. That includes affirmations. So, even that could potentially help you.
Oh, for sure.
Build yourself up while you're trying to go to sleep. If you're not doing it in other ways.
And I did not even think about that. The fact that there are tapes and things, recordings. I don't know what they call them now.
Yeah.
They still call them tapes.
I don't even know. But you can find them on YouTube.
Well, podcasts. Too, you can find, So to have, have it recording while you're driving. Yeah, well, not recording, but have it playing while you're driving.
Exactly.
Yeah, or when you're getting ready in the morning, for work or whatever. But that's a good idea. Yeah.
Dare to believe that you are unique and special, for there is a power within you that no one else can replicate. Embrace the truth that no one can do what you do the way you do it, and let this realization fuel your passion and purpose. Your distinct abilities and perspective are not just valuable, they are irreplaceable. In a world filled with countless voices, your voice stands out, resonating with a strength and clarity that only you possess. Trust in your individuality and let it guide you to achieve greatness that is truly your own.
So, like we said, we are going to talk about a Reddit story that has to do with a new dating experience for this lady in our age group.
Yes, and I think that this is something for us all to be thinking about when we're out there trying to find that person, because we overlook sometimes. Some people get overlooked.
Yep. So I, 51 female, went out with a guy last night and something totally strange happened. We met at the cinema for drinks and I didn't really find him attractive, nor was the conversation really flowing between us. I thought, all right, probably not going to work then. But I'd already bought tickets for the film, so we had tickets in a double seat. And when I sat down next to him, I suddenly felt a huge feeling of safety and happiness.
Why is she buying tickets? I'm just kidding.
I have done a lot of dating and never experienced this before. I really don't know what happened. Afterwards, he gave me a really lovely kiss. It didn't feel sexual, but also not sexual.
I don't get.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
Afterwards, he gave me. No, that's right. We had messaged for about 10 days before the date because he had been away for most of that on a work trip. Oh, I did work trip like
you
that.
You did.
Oops. Work trip. He called it a work trip.
Because it was a work trip. Okay.
We had got on very well over text, but obviously that doesn't mean anything.
Not a thing.
Has anyone else had an experience like this? And I believe she means an experience where the initial
wasn't promising.
You're like not super attracted to him, and also the conversation isn't like, oh my God, I love his personality.
Yeah.
None of those things. Hopefully it wasn't just because she had had too many drinks and sat down and felt all kinds of comfortable, but anyway,
Yeah,
but
because
yes, for sometimes it can take a while before.
right. And that's what that whole thing about, and I think one of the Reddit stories they were talking about the butterflies and all that. See, I gave up on butterflies a long time ago because, it's not even real. Butterflies really, that's not even real.
Chemistry versus compatibility. They did a study and they asked people who had been married or together for 20 years or longer, which did they feel was a contributing factor to their long-term success of their relationship? And guess what? It was compatibility, not necessarily chemistry. Chemistry is those butterflies, the excitement, the sexual, the sexy, all of that. And that can blind us to the red flags because we're so excited to see that person and be with them. And we're all like jacked up on hormones that we can lose the ability to look at, are we compatible with this person? Do we have shared values? Do we have a similar lifestyle? Like, so for example, I just got done with yoga. I'm a health guru. I'm fitness. You don't have to come to yoga with me, but you have to appreciate that I'm going to take time and work out and exercise and eat a healthy lifestyle. So if, laying around doing nothing is for you, it's probably we're not going to be compatible. Do we have similar values and morals in how we treat people? One of my boundary issues and, hard nose was someone who was not kind. I went out on a date once and the guy was mean, rude to the waiter. Hard no. Kindness is key. If you're kind to people, we're going to be compatible. How do you feel about like vacations and travel? I love traveling. I went to Italy. I want to go to South Africa. If you are like, I don't have a passport, I have no intention of getting on a plane, we're not going to be compatible no matter how hot and sexy I think you are. We're not going to probably make it, okay?
But just because you don't have that initial, you know, I don't know. Is it connection? I know we use connection for
Yeah,
everything.
I'm gonna say,
Is
yeah,
it connection?
I think connection.
Okay. It doesn't mean that this person isn't a potential. Like,
Mhm.
and I would do that. I would give it, yeah, it's like, okay, maybe a second date because, it wasn't hitting,
Mhm.
but maybe, things were off.
I think it depends on how off it is, because if it's too
Well, yeah,
off,
if it's
then
just horrible.
obviously you're not gonna
Yeah,
do
if it's
anything.
horrible. Now, if it's just
Yeah,
off,
yeah. If it's off, then fine.
yeah,
But if
but if
it's
it's
just
just
no,
bad, then
no,
no. But I did, and that's what I would do. I would do it, like, let me see, maybe things weren't, all the stars weren't aligned.
Yeah.
Maybe if we get another look, see and see different situation and all that,
yeah,
maybe it would
yeah.
be different.
Yeah, let's see. Someone says, "Good on you for seeing beyond the physical. That's the
Yes.
next level insight."
Yes.
Says, "I've felt this before with someone, but unfortunately, my inner safety compass is seriously miscalibrated as a result of life experience."
Goodness.
Oops.
There's some stuff.
This one says, "Had a first date that started off clumsy and awkward. Later during the date, we had taken a walk along a lake, and when we held hands, I was suddenly seeing her as one of the most precious people on earth."
Oh,
She
okay,
said
that
it was like a switch had been flipped, and she said it was like we knew each other forever. They were
Okay.
married 20 plus years.
Okay. So yeah, so they changed, it got better. It was kind of clumsy, awkward. I've had kind of awkward kind of situations.
Someone says there's something to be said about a slow burn, not the STI variety, just to be clear.
That is funny.
Yes.
And I think a situation like that where, maybe that initial, the lights weren't going off and then you grew to, appreciate the more important things. That to me is like a more substantive connection, if you want to use connection. That's, and I think it's probably longer lasting.
This person says, poor personal grooming or hygiene is an instant no for me. Soap, toothpaste, and other basic self-care products are not hard to come by. I put my best foot forward when I'm meeting up with someone the first time, and I expect the same in return. Besides, I can only imagine what his home looks like. I don't know, did it maybe say somewhere else that she...
No, there was a commenter that was talking about yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I don't know. I mean, I don't think I've ever ran into someone who didn't do his personal hygiene. I've never experienced that. So, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. At least in my experience, I've never seen an attractive man with a not attractive woman. Not saying it doesn't happen, but women don't tend to prioritize looks as opposed to other accomplishments. Personally, I always wish that men would see sparkling insides, but even at 50, this has never been the case.
And it's not the case.
It kind of, yeah,
it is. She's right. She's hit.
It's very, I've seen it. I have seen it. I will honestly say I've seen it, but it's
very rare and few and far between. Yes.
Few and far between.
And yeah, few and far between. And the thing of it is, and that's why, and this is my opinion, the person could be poor integrity and, and all the things that are negative, but as long as they come in a certain package that they like, they'll deal with all the bad that comes along with it. Most women, there are some women that go for the pretty package too.
Yep.
Solely. But I think most women, just like the commenter was saying, and we see it. We see, average looking or less than average looking, traditional looking men with more attractive women because women see and want someone who is have better a person. They're basing it on their character and their personality, and that they actually have
education.
Yes, and things like that. Yes, things like that are of value, of real value, that don't fade. Like somebody's intellect won't fade, their personality, their kindness, all those things are those things aren't going to fade.
Mm-mm.
So, and they're more substantive.
Yeah.
So, so they're right with that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And she's saying that she wished that men, did that. Yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
No, I'm just trying to think because she's saying like an attractive guy would pick maybe an average looking. See, most people, we are mostly average looking. So who's picking? Because most people are average looking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, most people are.
Yeah.
So unless she's saying what is traditionally less than average looking, maybe, and prioritizing their personality and their kindness and, all the good things about them, their intellect over maybe if they were overweight, because, men have the issue about weight more so. Like if maybe they were overweight, she's saying that a guy that wasn't overweight or was...
I do feel, especially... And this is also just my opinion, but it feels like we excuse men 50 plus. Uh-huh. We excuse their their bellies, very readily.
And they're thinning hair or no hair.
And on the other hand, we put on some weight, and all of a sudden it's like. We're not in the game no more.
No, we're out. We are out.
And it's especially hard for us, I think, because we go through menopause, which is, I know that they probably go through some stuff too, but we have some serious hormonal stuff going on that makes weight management a whole other story.
So we have children, like...
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, there's all these things that
go along with it. So, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It's a little bit unfair, I think.
Yeah, it's unbalanced. For sure. It is unbalanced. For sure. But when you think about it, those guys in reality, because most of us are average, most of us are. So in reality, even as much as they, posture, an old woman, this and that, but they're not finding, those guys are either going without companionship or they're going to find someone that looks their age, or they're not going to have anyone, the majority of them.
Yeah.
The majority, as much as they talk about, how women our age look and how we present, because we continue to live longer, a majority of them are not going to be getting and I know we always joke and say the supermodel, but they're not. They can say all they want, but they're not.
Yeah.
That's the reality. They're not doing that. Or if they choose to be alone, and there's a group of guys that have, decided to do that, or, the sex workers, all that stuff, but that's a whole nother thing. But they don't get the moral of what I was saying was that they're not getting those girls.
Are we spiraling into OMS?
No, I wasn't even talking about the young.
I feel like we're spiraling.
Because, but sometimes it comes back to it.
Comes back. Everything comes back to OMS.
But no, I was just saying, just your average run-of-the-mill guy that is out here talking about how, same age women look and how they don't look, like they prefer a woman to look. Those guys, the majority, are either not partnering with anyone, without paying them, or they are partnering with the women that they're talking about.
It's funny too, because even depending on, back in Marilyn Monroe days, she was very shapely. She was not some
she wasn't skinny. None of those women were. Like, they had meat on their bones.
They had, yes. So
they were curvaceous.
We're in a different
They were curvaceous.
zone now. Although now it seems to also be where people want to do extra butt, and so it's like some kind of
the younger girls. I don't
a lot of
the younger girls are doing that.
But
but now the way, like you're saying, as far as the BBLs and all that. Now there's some men that are attracted to that. However, those girls they get the sucked stomach.
Yes.
It's not like they probably weigh as much as a traditional overweight woman would because of all that extra.
Yeah.
But the proportion is different.
Right.
So that's what they are taught. Their issue with the proportions.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I have no idea. We kind of spiraled off of this.
I guess it does go along with picking someone for who they are.
Yeah, we were trying to talk about that.
Yeah, picking someone for who they are.
And to not be too quick to dismiss.
Yes.
But see, that's a cautionary tale too, because of course, if it screams red flag at you.
Red flags. No. Yeah, no red flags, but just the issue of, okay, maybe
if it's just kind of,
they're not my so-called physical type kind of thing, give them a chance.
Give it a chance.
Yeah, give them
especially
a chance.
If they're being nice, if they're being cordial, if if you at least are having a good time, give it a chance.
And if you see qualities in them that are valuable,
exactly,
definitely, give that a chance.
Yeah,
because you never know.
You never know. Give us your thoughts about this. Actually, it would be interesting to hear both from male and females, and see what you guys think.
A male viewership, subscribers.
So let us know what you guys think.
Yes.
We are on Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and I think I forgot something. Twitter,
yes, or with an X, whatever it's called, but I'm gonna call it Twitter.
Yeah,
but yes,
and make sure that you subscribe, both if you're on Spotify or on YouTube. Thumbs up.
Yes.
And
there they are.
Yes. And until next time, don't forget to live
laugh,
and connect.
and yes, I'm still gonna do it, no matter if I try to do yours in line. Will it do it?
I have to do. No.
I don't want any part. There it is.
All right.
It said no part.
No. Bye, everyone.